afternoon. Welcome to Thfc. I'm still bouncing after that Man United game. Welcome to Thfc till I die. Your home of Spurs, past, present, and a very exciting future. And as you can see, I'm on my own. Philip has let me run loose in the building. He's let me run loose in the asylum. Dermatron is free to say what he wants, when he wants, how he wants, and try not to get into too much trouble. But knowing me, I probably will within the first 2 seconds. But anyway, hope everyone is well. It's been another sort of quiet day, busy day in the transfer market for Tottenham, but we are getting there with 10 days to go, the transfer window. Where will we end up Thursday week at midnight? Will we get our centre-backs and strikers in? Who knows? And today's show, we've got a bit of transfer news. We've got a bit of Harry Kane news about his contract. We've got, actually, I found an article on, I think it was Sports World, of the good, the bad, and the ugly of warm-up kits. And sad to say, Tottenham's in the ugly bit, which I don't think their warm-up kit is an ugly, by the way. But we'll go through that later. And, of course, there's a few bits and pieces around and about the team of the week, about Sonny surprising a few people about how he's doing well as being captain. We've got Troy Parrott's future, also the bringing news on that. There could be a bit of surprise there. And Ben Jacobs reveals Paratici, the Don himself, wanted at Tottenham to replace Harry Kane. Now, that's a big decisive at the moment. We know that we're in for Brendan Johnson. We're also in for Auburn. Look, for me, Auburn all day long, but a lot of people are saying Johnson as well. So we have to say what's going on. But as I always say, g'day and welcome. And let's see who's in the chat. Who's joining me? And first off, big up to KVP. He's become a YouTube member. Big up KVP. Thank you so much. I think you've joined the Madders membership. And there is an intro video now on the memberships to explain to you what you get with each memberships. Now, as a little treat, next Thursday, Philip's away next week on holiday. Now, I'll be doing most of the shows on my own. But on deadline day, I want to invite 2 of our members of any of the memberships on with me for the evening show we're doing from 7 to midnight on deadline transfer day. If you want to come on, let me know, email me, let me know, and you're more than welcome. And we'll get a few of you on and make it sort of bit for fun night, seeking Tottenham by anyone. But big up KVP, thank you so much again, and I hope you enjoyed the game on Saturday. We've got Carl Simpson, big up Carl. This is good afternoon, all everyone in the chat. Big up Carl, how you doing? We've got Wembley 1. Afternoon, everyone. Cricket and tumbleweeds still in the transfer wicket. I like that. Crickets and tumbleweeds still in the transfer market. Knowing Levy, the big deadline day signing will be the return of Longley, with none of the Kane money being spent. I get what you mean, Wembley 1. Look, we all know that Daniel Levy isn't the big spender in the world. We all know that he's probably going to use some of that money to balance the books, which really we shouldn't be surprised. But you never know. You just never know. We might get somebody in. We've got Big Hog God 10. Big up Hog God 10. Big up James. It says, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Hog God 10. How are you? We've got Wayne Bonner. Good afternoon, Spurs Army. Hope you're all well. Ready for the last 10 days if the transfer window. A laughy emoji, a smiley emoji, and a little devil. So maybe that's the 3 of you, Wayne. Maybe you laugh and crying and you're a devil at the end of the day. But big up Wayne Bonner as well. Another member as well, Greg Selner. It says, good afternoon, one and all. Lovely weather here on the South Coast. Hope everyone is having a good day. It's a lovely day here, actually, in the southeast of Ireland, here in Wexford. Lovely, sunny, down by the seaside. So great weather for you as well, Greg Selner. We've got Rooty Tooty. Afternoon, all. Are we holding our nerve? I think by the end of this transfer window, we'll either end up as alcoholics or smokeaholics, one or the other on transfer deadline day. We really will. It's going to be an absolute roller coaster of a ride this last 10 days. We've got Andrew Gregory, big up. He says, good afternoon, everyone. Lovely sunny day. It really is. We've got Catman Jess. I haven't seen you in a while, Catman Jess. Big up. He says, big up Dermatron and everyone in the chat. Big up. We have also a super sticker from Wembley 1. Thank you so much. That's very, very kind of you. And it's a little fella. I think that's me with the purple face and the blue hat just saying, wow. Because Tottenham have signed a top striker. That's going to be next Thursday when Tottenham sign Vlahovic or something like that. I'm going to go, wow. Yeah, but big up Wembley One. Thank you so much for that. And if you want to be like Wembley One, you can help bring in a super chat or a super sticker. It does help the channel grow. And also pick up your memberships, $2.99, $4.99, and $6.99. There is an entrance video to show you what all we get for all the memberships. So please do. It does help us and we really appreciate it. But don't worry if you can't afford it. We know times are hard out there. We will bring up your comments on here as well, and we'll do our very best to bring up everyone's comments. Andrew Gregory, is Philip going on another cruise? No, I think he's going up to Donegal for the week in a camper van. So the rock and roll lifestyle of the Irish Tom Jones. There you go. He's probably doing a gig up there and he hasn't told anyone. We've got Rooty Tooty. He just read that Spurs consider Auburn too expensive according to Belgian media. Would you believe it? With Fulham now after him, he can only get even more expensive. I despair. I heard yesterday Fulham were after him. I still do think he will come to Tottenham. I think it will be around 30, 35 million. I don't think Gent will get the 40 million. I think there will be a compromise somewhere along the line. He wants to come to Tottenham. Ange wants him at Tottenham. So I can see that deal getting done, but it may get done by the transfer deadline day. So I think a lot of these transfers will get done by then. But big up Root 2. We've got Kev Williams, Dermatron, Coys. Big up Kev. How are you doing, sir? Thank you for coming in. We've got Carl Simpson. Auburn is going to about to become very expensive according to Belgian media. Auburn had 45 scouts at a match on the weekend. Yeah, look, we've now just got to pay the money and get them in. We've got the money, we've got the game money. We might as well use it. If we want Auburn, go out and buy them. Simple as. Just go out and pay the money and get it done with. We've got Gary Becks. Big up, Gary. Hope you're doing well. He says, this was cryptic from an Indian from earlier. Sullivan Mandruda. Haven't got a clue who that is. That is very cryptic, Gary Becks, I have to say. Big up to Mia as well, who's on holiday in the sunny Isle of Wight. Big up, Mia. And great little show earlier. I watched a little bit earlier, Mia, so congratulations. Great show again. We've got Kev Williams saying hi to me, or Catman Jess. Sorry, Dermot, I haven't been on so much lately, but I did watch you play FIFA last week. I believe, woo, yeah, so do I. I believe Ange will take us to glory. Of course he will, because he's Ange Postecoglou. And of course, as the fans are singing there at the start of the show, we're singing the Ange Postecoglou song, which I cannot wait to sing when I go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in November when we go and face Chelsea. Well, I can't wait to go to that game. We've got Luke Chapman. When Northampton Town 1, Peterborough United 0. Rubbish. Fair enough, whatever floats your boat. Nothing against Northampton Town and Peterborough United, but whatever float your boats, that's fine. Oh dear, I think I may have dropped it in where Mia was. Send her a sorry. Oh dear, never mind. We've got Catman Jess, big up Mia. We've got Gary Becks. Auburn wants Lille. I heard that as well, Gary. But look, we have to see what happens. Meanwhile, City have just signed Jeremy. Yeah, I've seen that. I've just seen that. City, see, that's the problem. City, United, Chelsea, Arsenal, all get these deals done. We don't. We're always sort of pussyfooting around, and we go for a few. We take months where it should take weeks, and it is frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. It's Jonathan David. Do you know what? I'm not really sold on Jonathan David. I'm really not. But look, we have to see what. I have to see what happened. We've got Jay Ashfar, Ashraf. Dermot, what's going on with Gio? What I'm hearing is that Gio, we got it in the side there that Rio Betis are now in the leading contenders to sign Gio. Gio is unhappy because he was led to believe he was going to be one of the main people to start the first 2 games of the season, where he hasn't been. So I think he's unhappy with Ange Postecoglou at the moment. But look, I think Gio is a bit of a troublemaker anyway. So look, the sooner we get him out of the club, the better. but real bitters. And I think also Barcelona are after him as well. So he may have a choice of Spanish clubs to go to. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. We've got Kevin, totally agree, Dermot. We know we need a striker, so why are we stalling? And that's the thing. We got this Harry Kane money, but is it going to be used to balance the books? And this is the fear. This was the worst fear I think everyone had, that we'll spend, and then get the Harry Kane money and balance up the books to make sure that we're not too much in the negative at the end of the season, at the end of the window. Look, I think we should just go all out for it. Buy a striker. Let's back Ange to the hill. And if we do that, then who knows where we can go. But we can't just keep pussyfooting around. We need a 20-goal season striker. He had it at Celtic. Everyone keeps saying, but other players will score. But that's great. But you still need your man up there to get you 20-plus goals a season. So we'll have to see what happens. I didn't say my location earlier. Just give it away, Dermot. Oh, sorry, Mia. I did send you an apology. Yeah, sorry. Oh, dear. Jonathan David is overrated by all accounts. Even Canadians say so. I heard that too. I really did. And he was in, and he said, with Madison being injury prone, we definitely need Lo Celso or someone like him. That's interesting. Look, I'm in the opinion that we need to sell Lo Celso, but let me know in the chat, would you keep Lo Celso as a backup to Madison? Would you keep him as a backup to Madison? Let us know. Right, well, that's all. Welcome, everyone. Then let's get on with the show. And then the first bit of the topic today was, I saw this, quite impressed, pundit names one of Spurs players in this Premier League Team of the Week, and it's actually Vicario. Pundits appear to be lining up to heap praise on Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper Vicario after his recent performance against Manchester United. Look, for me, it was a very solid performance, a very good performance by Vicario on Saturday. And I think he was a bit nervous against Brentford away, but he was very, very good. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Hang on. I'm just getting some breaking news here. Well, this is like I'm getting. Fulham are ready to make a 40 million inquiry for gift for Orban after selling Mitrovic for just over 50 million euro. So Fulham are about to make an inquiry of £40 million inquiry for gift Orban after selling Mitrovic for just over 50 million. So we have to wait and see where that goes or how that comes. But look, we're going to have to match them. If we want gift Orban to come to Tottenham, we're going to have to match Fulham with a 40 million bid. We are the bigger club. We are bigger than Fulham. So we should be able to draw players of his talent to our club. We really do. But look, going back onto Vicario, look, very good. Let me know in the chat what you think. Let me know what you thought of his home debut. I thought he had a great home debut. And for me, I think it's rightly that he's in Team of the Week. We've got Carl Sampson saying, I think selling himself would be a mistake. He should be kept around. But the problem I've got with that, Carl, is that he's got a bad reputation of causing trouble within the dressing room. And that's the problem I have with it. It's the big problem that he causes trouble. Do you want that sort of negativity around in the dressing room? Now, maybe Lo Celso Ange probably can cope with all of that. But look, due to, for me, I just think we need to get rid of players like that. We've got Ange, Hodgod Tenson. Ange did say we need move some before we bring some in, and that's the thing. Now, Fulham are looking to bring in Eric Dyer, which is, it depends what happens to Tosun. If he goes to Monaco, then they'll look for a loan deal. And now, if he decides to come to Spurs, they'll allow Spurs to put in Dyer within the deal. Now, will Eric Dyer want to go to Fulham? That's another question. But we have to wait and see in that. You are right. We do have to get out a few. We cannot shift this deadwood. So if we can't shift them, cancel out the contracts. Pay them off. If they've got a year left in our contract, say to them, right, we'll pay you the rest of the year. Go and look for a new club for you. And free you up to go and look for a new club. You look at Hugo Lloris. We can't even get rid of him because he wants to go as number one. He's 37. And no team in the right mind will make Hugo Lloris number one. So we have to Players like that, we have to say to them, right, you've got a year left. Here's the amount we're going to pay you for that year's contract. Take it or leave it. If you don't take it, we're going to stick you in the under-21s and we'll let you rot there for the year. Or take this money now and go and find a new club for yourself. We've got to start doing this, because if we don't, we're going to end up with a large squad, which we've already got, and players in there who are not playing, who are not being picked and being unhappy and spreading negativity around the dressing room, which we've had problems before. Or some of these players who we know have got reputations, I like of an Eric Dyer, I like of a Sanchez, I like of a Lo Celso, will go run into Daniel Levy, knock on the door, Mr. Chairman, he's not playing me, I want the manager gone. And then we sack another manager. It's about time we switch the tables. No, the manager ain't going nowhere, you are. So either take this, what we're giving to you, or you're rotting the under-21s to the end of your contract. One or the other. That's my opinion on it. Big up the Hot God 10 for that. We've got Andrew Gregory saying Romero is in Garth Crook's team of the week. Yeah, I thought Romero was absolutely brilliant. Somebody said it last night that he was he broke down most of the Manchester United attacks, and he did. And I think he feels a bit more comfortable with Mickey van der Ven next to him. I think that is it. You have a defender next to Romero who's calm, collective, that he can trust. You're going to see the best of Romero. And I think he's right to be in Garth Crook's team of the week. Absolutely brilliant choice. His second choice winger has a ridiculous release clause. Yeah, he has. I've seen it. I have seen it. Gary, absolutely. Wembley once said, you just know Levy's going to do absolutely squat when it comes to Auburn. Yeah. This is the thing that frustrates me. We've had a good window. We can make it a brilliant window if we get the last two plays we need in over the line. Now, as I said before, we need to sell before we can buy, but we've got this Kane money. So why are we sitting on it? Why is it just sitting in there balancing the books? That's not going to help us succeed. It's not going to help us win trophies. It's not going to help us get Champions League football for next season. So we need to continue what we're on. We've got good players in. We need to add to this squad. We need to give Ange all the tools for him to do his job. And we can't just keep every manager we get in putting one hand behind his back, because we won't back him. We'll go and get that extra mile. It's the same with winning trophies. We have to go that extra mile. Until we go that extra mile, that's when we'll gain, I think, we'll gain more confidence in ourselves, more confidence. The team will gain confidence. And if the manager sees the chairman's backing him, then he's going to be more confident to say to the players, right, come on, there's places here up for grabs. Show me what you can do. Then it becomes competitive. Then it becomes confidence growing. You look at the 80s side. There was always 2 or 3 players for each position. Now your Glenn Hoddles and your Steve Perrimans and your Ozzy Odelises and your Garth Crooks and Steve Archibalds, they were the mainstays unless they were injured. But the rest of the team, there was always 2 or 3 players there. And then the likes of Tony Galvin or Paul Miller, who came through, like, bought as youngsters, and Graham Roberts, who was bought from non-league, they become main sitters as well. But if they were injured, we had a replacement for that. So it's very important that we have 2 or 3 players for every position to cover ourselves with, because we are going to get injuries, like the injury scared to Madison. Now, we can put Lo Celso in there. Is Lo Celso going to do a job for us? Against Barcelona, he wasn't very good. So we don't know what we're going to do. We have to really back the squad with decent players, and also look to our academy and start bringing them in. Our academy teams are playing brilliant at the moment. Started the seasons off great. So we have to see what we do. Route 2, he says 40 million euros, I think, for Auburn, not pounds, but yeah, it's still a lot of money. It's still ridiculously overpriced for a player of his age. Do you know, we have to see what happens. Carl Simpson, breaking news. Dermot has been sacked as manager on FIFA due to breaking too many players' legs with dirty tackles. The club couldn't keep up with the funds. Yeah, I'm due to do another FIFA stream this week, actually. I will do another one, Carl. So I hope to see you in the chat. Probably tomorrow. I may do one tonight. Or tomorrow. I don't know yet, but there will be a FIFA stream. And once I get everything logged up properly, I will be doing, I will be talking when I'm doing the streams as well with my camera. So once I get that sorted, I will be doing that. So we'll see what happens. But there will be one this week, Carl. Don't you worry. Carl Simpson says, we haven't got anyone else who matches Madison's style of play. No, we haven't. We really haven't. Gary Beck says, Gio has never been happy at Spurs under Conte. He wanted him gone. Yeah, that's the problem. Why have him here if he's not happy? Just get rid of him. Brian Maguire, I agreed. Root says, it's amazing how Dyer, Sanchez, etc. are blocking places for Orban or another striker we desperately need, let alone a decent centre-back. This is the problem, Root T, and I've already said it. These players are a chain around our neck. The likes of a Dyer and a Sanchez and people like that Eric Dyer doesn't give two monkeys about Tottenham Hotspur. He always says he does. All them players say, "Oh, we love the club. We love the club." Well, if he loved the club that much, he would put the club before himself, and say, "Right, okay, I'm not in Angie's plans. Whatever I do, I'm not going to get on here. I need to go and look for something else." But no, because we play these players, give them big contracts, they're quite happy to sit there and pick up their 85 grand a week or 100 grand a week, or like Don Bele, 200 grand a week. For Christ's sake, we had the greatest striker Tottenham's ever produced on the same money as Don Bele. Just let that think that in. Harry Kane was on the same money as Don Bele at 200 grand a week, both of them. And he just sits there and we keep putting that loan. Just cancel the fucking contracts, whatever you do. Just get rid of them. We need a fire sale to get rid of the deadwood. We definitely do. And it's getting frustrating now that we're not doing it. Other clubs can do it. But again, it comes back to paying these players back in the Poch era big money for average performances. It's like, it's ridiculous because these players should not be on anywhere near this money. 85 grand a week for an Eric Dyer who can't even defend. The best of his, who cost us more points with his mistakes last season, along with Sanchez and along with Hugo Lloris, is points that their mistakes cost us Europe. And that is the problem. And we are not fixing the problem, and it's the same problem again and again and again and again. Because we're not fixing the problem. We keep kicking the can down the road. So when we get down to that can, okay, we'll kick it down further. We're just not fixing the problem. And these players are sitting there picking up their money every month and thinking, we're getting 85 grand a week for doing sod all. Hang on for a minute. Brian Maguire, backhand, not the players, as they have got managers sacked in the past. And that's what I said before. They did. When a manager didn't, when players went in the team, they were not knocked on Levy's door, right, I want the manager gone. Levy just bows down to an Eric Dyer or somebody like that. Okay, I'll sack him for you. And then we've paid more money on sacking managers than we have buying players. Absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely brain dead. You do that and players think, hang on there for a minute. You can do that. Players think twice about joining. Word spreads, mate. You can't just rip up contracts. I know it's a two-way thing. I know the player has to agree to what we offer them. We know that. But there has to be... We did it with Gary Doherty. We offered Gary Doherty a price to cancel his contract and he took it because he knew there was no future for them. But these players, like an Eric Dyer, I keep going back to it. Eric Dyer, Sanchez, Reguilon, Don Bele. Where's their pride in themselves? They're quite happy taking money every month or every week out of the Tottenham Hotspur. It's us, the fans, that are paying for that. It's us paying season tickets, merchandise. People seem to forget that. It's we, the fans, that put most of the money into Tottenham Hotspur. and plus all the other bits and pieces Spurs do. But we do put a percentage into that with our purchase of season tickets, with our purchase of match day tickets, with our purchases of the Hotspur One memberships, we're buying merchandise on the website or within the club shop. And the players, some of them players quite happily take their money every week. And when they do get asked to play, to put in sub-performances that cost us games. And we shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't have players. And then when they don't get their way, they run to the match chairman, I want that manager sacked. And we've done it before and before. Same players wanted Poch sacked, got Poch the sack. Now we're Mourinho 6 days before cup final. We will never know what happened there. Nuno was the same. Davis went up to Levy. Look, it ain't working. You need to get rid of this man. Get rid of Nuno. Bring in Conte. Conte then upsets the players. Well, to be fair, I think Conte wanted out anyway. But same thing, players wanted him gone. Now, Ange's come in. He's looked at the squad. He's saying, you are no good. You're not in my plans. And now they're causing the fuss. Either grow a pair of balls, go and look for a new club for yourself. You've got a year left in your contract. And stop draining us because you're not welcome. You need gone and go. Brian Maguire, Jota has been released, but he's been released back on loan, Brian, for what I heard yesterday, that he's now been released. Now, Philip said yesterday, and I agree, Philip, we need to go after this man. Ange worked with him and at Celtic, and I would have him at Tottenham with a heartbeat. Would rarely have him at Tottenham at a heartbeat. Rarely would. Jota for me is a great player. We've got Rooty Tooty. We don't even need to register Orban yet because he's under 21. Yeah, that's true as well. I said a while ago we don't have good backups, and we don't. And that's the problem, Brian. We don't have good backups. You look at the best teams in the Premier League. They have 2 or 3 players for every position to back up that player. We don't at Tottenham. We never have done. Well, we used to, but not recently. We've got Hoggod 10. I transferred listed and so came for 100 million. I wonder how many Spurs fans sold them on FIFA. I mean, I was one. I got offered 100. I got offered 200. I had them on the release course for 300 million. And Bayern Munich offered me 250 for him. And I took it. And that was in my first season. And I bought, who did I buy up front? I bought Kayoko and Valovic up front as my front strikers. For me, I think I'm really annoyed that him at Celtic signed a new 4-year contract at Celtic, Kayoko. I would go for him all day long. Carl says, do we know why Jota asked for release? I think he realised he made a mistake. I think that's why. Dyer's happy to run his contract down and leave on the free. More Josh in his pocket. Best we can hope he agrees out. That is the problem. And that's my problem, Rooty. And that's it within a nutshell. Dyer is happy to run down his contract and leave on the street. He's quite happy to pick up his 85 grand a week by scratching his backside. You know, you look, last season at Liverpool, he cost us points at Liverpool. How many mistakes has he made during last season? And then when he does make a mistake, he starts pointing like he's directing traffic in the car park. Oh, it's your fault. It's Romero's fault. Romero's looking at him thinking, why is it my fault? I didn't make the mistake. You did, you knobhead. So look, it's players like that really get under my nerves. They really do. Gary Becks had come for EA 24 better in the inbox this morning. Quite like, oh, EA 24, Gary, let me know what it's like. That comes out in September. When that does come out, I will be doing I am going to do loads of content for that on the channel. But let me know, Gary, what that's like. If it's any good out of 10, what would you give the better beta? But let me know what you think that is, because I can't wait to play that. Gary Beck says, Doherty took termination so he can join Madrid. Yeah, exactly. I know he had the club to go to. But the point is, if Fulham come in for Dyer and Levy says to Dyer, look, we're going to pay you up the rest of your contract so you can join another team. Would Dyer take it? Probably not. Want to leave on the free. But it is true. Doherty did take the termination so he can join Atletico Madrid, get some game time, and now he's back at Wolves again. So we'll have to see what happens on that. Brian Maguire, Spurs fans are too loyal, too nice, and the board leaving knows it. Do you know what? I think you're right on that, Brian. I think we are too loyal and too nice. I think as a fan base, we're still split down the middle with Levy and the board. I think there's you got your Levy outs, you got your Levy ins, and you got, like myself, what we are on this channel, Levy in the middle. We're criticizing when he does wrong, but we're praising when he does good. But we are loyal to players. There are some fans that are loyal to players. So look, we have to see what happens. Look, I will not go through another season with Eric Dyer, Sanchez, Reguilon, Lo Celso sitting on that bench, scratching their backsides, picking up money when they should be out looking for a new club. So do the best thing for us and bloody just grow a pair of balls and say, right. And I said it before, Philip, and I said this earlier. If you're not going to say if Tottenham offered Eric Dyer so much to buy out his last year of his contract, right? Okay, and he says no, I would stick Eric Dyer in the under-21s and they're rot there for the rest of the year. I put Sanchez and Lo Celso and Dombele in there as well for the rest of the year. If you want, am I wrong in thinking that, Philip, or would you?
No, you're right. I'll tell you one thing: you might get your wish with Lo Celso. I'm just after reading there that he's now accused Ange of breaking his promise that he'd be involved in the first two matches. So that could be the end of a beautiful friendship there now. So that might be the first one gone.
Yeah, It. Anyway, how are you, sir?
Yeah, grand. I got set up a bit quicker than usual, so that's why I came back down to the car.
See, now you wanted to come on here. You wanted to see your fans. That was it, Philip. You wanted.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know. I know. Really came on to complain about the pink M&Ms again, though. But you're going to really have to do something,
You're bugger. Anyway, he is quality. Jota's actually been released. Apparently, I'm hearing today as well, Philip, by the Saudi Arabian team.
Yeah, there was rumor he's going out on loan, but I mean, I'd snap him up. I would absolutely snap him up, and I'd say Ange might be looking at that as a bargain price.
We've got Brian Maguire said, my concern is if Romero gets injured, we are snookered.
That's
agree
true.
in that.
That is true. Yeah.
Daniela Zito, big up Daniela. How is you? How's Leighton Orient? Let us know. Afternoon, we are feeling like happy Spurs fans today. Coys, Bournemouth, here we come. Oh, I can't wait. Gary said it's more of the same, but training has changed. I think it's good demo. I look forward to playing that now, Gary. EA24. Who else we've got in very quickly, Philip? We've got Tequila. Always start my FIFA in the 3rd division. We've got Ricky Nando. Big up, guys. We should just sell the deadwood players like Dyer, Sanchez, Dombele, Reguilon, Tatanga on the cheap. Those guys know how to make a steal from us. DI cut his losses with these players. Philip, look. For me, what would you do, Philip? Because whatever we do, we're never going to satisfy everyone on this conversation.
No.
We want these players gone, but nobody will buy them because of the ridiculous wages we had them on under the Poch era. So what should we do?
I think we're going to have to try and, the 7 or 8 players that we really want out of the club. Now, to get rid of all of them is going to be, I think, extremely difficult. But I can see at least 4 of them going. And maybe the rest in the January window. But those rest that stay will only be bit part players. As you say, put them playing with the under-21s or training with the kids or do something.
Yeah.
Anything to try and force them out.
Yeah, Carl saying, Dermot, we'll only sort their pink M&Ms out, Philip, when you give them the 50% agency fee, not the 10%.
No, I'm sticking strictly to the UEFA rules. It's 10% from the 1st of October, so I'm hanging on till then.
Why have you got has somebody come in for you, try and tapping you up?
Tap me up, Jesus! That'll be the day. Anyway,
yeah. Brian Maguire, Philip the Don. I got a question I got something to bring up, Philip. I found about Paratici's replacement for Harry Kane, and also got the very latest on Harry Kane's contract as well, which is very interesting. Yeah. Gary, we will not rip up contracts until at least 2 days, last 2 days of the window. I think
that will happen near the end. Yeah.
Apparently, you're frozen, Phil. It says Phil is frozen. There you go.
No,
He's not.
no. It's pretty warm here, actually.
Yeah.
It's 22 degrees.
Yeah. Yes, you will, and you will like it, Dermo. Daniel Levy. We've got SI Dancer 83. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, SI Dancer. And Brian says, are you console or PC? I'm actually on the PS5. But I'm thinking of hooking it up to my console. So I'll be able to play it through StreamYard. That's my plan. So I'm going to see if that works. And just very quickly, Philip, best playing EA24 beta for a week. Now, great game. Thanks for that, SI Dancer. We need a tight raid structure. Now, Philip, we've always had a tight raid structure at Tottenham. So where do you think that? I made the point earlier, Philip. Don Bele was on the same money as Harry Kane.
Yeah, I know. That's the most ridiculous.
That's the most mind-boggling thing.
It shows you how good we thought he was when he came. He came with such a reputation, then suddenly destroyed it. And now he's had a chance to impress Ange, and he's sloping around at half a mile an hour like he usually does. I'd hate to be that guy running for a bus. He'd surely miss it.
Can you imagine he needs to get out? His missus says to him, "Look, Tangay, I need some bag of chips or I need nappies for the baby. Can you run down to the shop before it closes?" He'll get down there when the shop closes.
I'd say that fella's so lazy. Probably has some guy hired to keep his wife happy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else there for a minute, which was in my head.
You know what I mean, though. You know what I mean.
It's funny that we're both thinking the same thing. I'm thinking, how's he going to get out of this one? Tequila says, Levy needs to cut the price massively so that buying clubs can afford the wages of these mugs. Otherwise, that ain't going to move. Yeah, that's true.
I just seen something earlier, Dermot, too. Lothar Matthäus, the ex-Bayern Munich player, has accused Tottenham of blackmailing Bayern Munich to buy Harry Kane. I thought that was the best one I'd ever seen,
All right. What's Levy done? Kidnap Bayern's president's daughter or something? Right, you're not getting her back until you have Harry Kane.
They didn't have to buy him. There was a free. They they wanted him. We just made them pay for him. That's it.
Oh God, I mean, I love Lothar Matthäus. I thought he was a great player. Yeah. He's a legend of the game. He was one of the best Germans. Led Germany to the 1990 World Cup. Yeah. Played in the 86 World Cup final as well, and man-marked Maradona. As well. So a great player. Philip, I've got a bit more news on Jota.
Yeah.
Jota is still technically contracted to Littlehad, but not for much longer. The club no longer want him and will release him either free or for a price. Ange is well aware of the ongoing situation.
That's a very interesting one there. Now, I'd say Ange will snap him up.
Now, why do you think that's happened, Philip? Why do you think?
Well, I have a theory on it. Now, like they knew what he was like as a footballer, right?
Yeah.
So they can't be anything to do with his football skills.
No.
You just don't forget how to play football overnight, right? I have a feeling. Now, I'm going to be very subtle about this. I have a feeling that they could have discovered something in his personal life that does not sit well in Saudi Arabia, and that's all I'm going to say.
Can I just say, you and subtle sometimes don't go together?
Well, that's been subtle.
That's one of the few occasions, Philip, I've actually been subtle.
No, it's a sensitive subject. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but I'm just thinking that he's not in a country where everything is free and easy. And that could well be something to do with that,
Is he allowed to transfer again? So I think because Saudi Arabia are not under UEFA's transfer rules.
Yeah, he should be all right.
He should be fine. Gary Beck says, drink Jota as a party boy.
Maybe. That could be it as well, Another reason.
I tell you one thing. Here we go, Philip. Another bit. Littlehad will go for Salah either in January or next summer. I fully believe they will get the Egyptian winger.
Wouldn't you love? He's a mercenary. He'll go.
He will go.
If he's offered 50 million a year, he'd be gone like a shot. Liverpool won't even see him. He's gone.
He will. Now, Philip, bit of transfer news to get through, sir. Tottenham Hotspur are reportedly prepared. I sent you this morning or last night.
I watched the video of you, man.
Now, Tottenham Hotspur are reportedly prepared to make a formal bid for Nord's Jelland striker Ernest.
Numaya.
Do you want to pronounce that last name?
I can't even read it. Hold on.
It's Nohaman.
Nuama.
Yeah, with a host of other Premier League clubs keen on the player. Well, I've done a bit of digging on his career, Philip. But look, he's 19 years old. He's from Ghana. He's a 5'10" forward for the Danish. He plays in the Danish league now. He plays for Nords Jalahad in the Danish Super League. He's number 37. His youth career, he started at Right to Dream, and then he joined Nords Jalaland in 2022. 2022, his senior career, he's had 43 appearances and 18 goals. He's made 3 appearances at the under-23 level and scored 1 goal, and he's only made 1 appearance for the Ghana senior side and didn't score any goals there, Philip. So, look,
that's Chris Hutton's team, isn't it?
It is. Now, Philip, look, for me, why are we going after 19-year-olds? Like, we're hearing Fulham about to put in a £40 million bid for Auburn.
Yeah.
Now, I said early in the stream that Tottenham need to match that if they want him to come.
Yeah. I think Auburn would be...
Why are we going for these all strikers? Surely we should just be putting all our eggs in one basket and go for Auburn.
I think this could be a smoke screen as well, damn it.
Do you know what? I never thought.
It could be a smoke screen. I think Auburn is a proven goal scorer in a better league than the Norwegian league. No offense to it, but I mean, you and me could probably play in it. So I don't think it's as good as the Belgian league. Even that's not great either. So yeah, I think Auburn is the one we want to get. Joe, they put in the bid for that other guy as well. I can never remember his name. What do you call him?
I know who you mean. I know.
Joseph, is it? No. Anyway,
Jonathan David.
David, that's the one. Yeah, David. Put a bit in a bid for him as well. So I think the Norwegian guy could be a smoke.
Well, apparently,
no doubt he's a good player. I've seen him.
Yeah, apparently, Philip, Tottenham actually Levy's finding him too expensive for David. That's what I was told last night.
Well, that's 60 million. I don't think he's worth 60 million.
No. Now, how Song Heung-min has surprised some at Tottenham and proved Ange Postecoglou right. Now, the article goes on, it should not really be much of a surprise that Song Heung-min has stepped up and then some in his new role at Tottenham Hotspur captain. Yet some have been struck by just how comfortable he has taken. Is that the guards looking at you? The guards there? No.
Don't think
so. Not about to get arrested live on air, are you, Philip?
No, well, it'll be a first if I am. So no.
That would be great news. That would be an exclusive. The guard knocking on the wall. What are you doing there, sir? Oh, I'm just on YouTube, sir. Okay. All right. But yeah, are you surprised for Son? I thought Son was the logical choice to be captain of his country, captain of Tottenham.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, my preference goes for a midfielder or a defender, but I'm happy Son got it. And when I was even more happy, I watched him on Saturday after the game at Manchester United. He went round every single player in the team and gave them a hug and gave them a handshake and gave them a thumbs up and all this. You know, he's taken to the role very well, but he's captain of Korea, so he's experienced of it. He knows what to do.
I like this. To have a dream.
Yeah,
what a great team to play for, Philip.
Yeah,
actually, the youth team.
But mind you, every time they lose, the name turns into the nightmare.
Right,
anyway.
Yeah, right to dream. It's so true. Simon Cohen said he just signed for Lille. Yeah, I've just seen that actually.
Who's that?
Dave, that player I think we're talking about. Yeah. No, the Ghana player.
Oh, signed for Lille, has he?
Yeah, I think he has, from what I'm reading. David will be about €60 million. Yeah. Wembley one, everyone's too expensive for Levy. Except, of course, when it comes to awarding himself a salary rise and annual bonuses. That's true.
Yeah.
And he can off Cokes in Boots' office. So it's DJ Samuel. I love his picture, by the way, of Bart Simpson, by the way, there. Taking a sneaky cigarette. Now, Philip, I was telling you about this. The warm-up kits, the good, the bad, and the ugly from European top clubs.
Yeah.
Now, the good are AC Milan Puma, Arsenal Adidas, Bayern Munich Adidas, Chelsea Nike, and Roma Adidas. They're the good. The bad, Madrid Nike, Dortmund Puma, Juventus Adidas, Liverpool Nike. I didn't think Liverpool's warm-up kit was too bad, actually.
I don't know why. I've never seen it.
Manchester City Puma, Manchester United Adidas. It just gets bad and worse for United, doesn't it? Lose on Saturday. Been told there will be administration or being out of existence as a football club. And then today they got one of the bad warm-up kits in Europe.
I'm sure that's the least of their worries at the minute, to be honest.
But I'm finding it quite funny.
Yeah.
And PSG Nike one. Now, ugly. Barcelona. I'm surprised how many Nikes are in this, Philip, actually, in this list.
Yeah.
Barcelona Nike, Inter Milan Nike, RB Leipzig Nike, Real Madrid, which I think is quite good, actually, their warm-up kit, Adidas, and Tottenham Hotspur Nike.
I'd love to know who the judges were of this.
Yeah.
Obviously not fans of any of those clubs, so...
No.
I
saw that.
It shows you, Dermot. Some people have more time on their hands than they should have doing polls like that. Who gives a shit what's an ugly warm-up kit or not? For God's sake.
I saw it, Philip. I just thought it'd be funny just to put it in.
Oh, it is. But I'm just saying, somebody spent time and money and everything doing that,
And can I just say, Philip, it was a big article as well. It wasn't just a small thing. It was a massive article.
That's what you call a slow news day.
It is. Yeah. Now, Philip, James, hang on, here we go. We've got Tottenham blow as 40 million signing picks up disturbing injury and could miss Bournemouth trip.
Yeah,
now, this is the latest.
This
is the latest. We've got James Maddison injury is a minor MCL strain, and the ankle and foot injury is not significant. Recovery is possible quickly and could even make the weekend, but that seems to be an optimistic shout. Would you leave him out the weekend, Philip?
Probably would, actually. If he's not fit, no. If he's fit, play him. If he's not. I think that's the tackle. Do you remember after Romero was brought down the penalty area? There was a tackle on Maddison immediately after that. It was kind of a foot block. I think that's what probably caused that. Listen, if he's fit, play him. If he's not fit, don't play him, because no point in risking him if he's only half fit.
Yeah. Spurs prices for players go up with only a week to go in the transfer window closes. Typical Levy. Brian Maguire, big up Philip. Carl Simpson. I am a Simpson, and I can confirm that's smart. Bart loves a joint. It's Bart Simpson smoking weed. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. Yeah, fair play to him. Now, Philip, Troy Parrott, a man who we know very well over in this country, who plays for Ireland.
Yeah.
His
is he
future...
conservative? He must be a conservative, is he?
Who? Troy Parrott? I've just realised.
He's Boris Johnson's #1 fan. Anyway.
You love it when you sit there. I reckon you sit there, right? Say nothing, right? Then it comes to the live stream. You got it wrong.
No, I haven't seen that one before. That's why I would have. If I'd seen it, I would have corrected it.
All I would say is I got one word for that. Dyslexia is a bitch.
I know. I'm only messing.
I know you are. I know you are, Philip. I know you are. There you go. I spoke it right there because I copy and pasted that.
Right. Okay.
That's it. But anyway, Troy Parrott's future at Tottenham will be resolved in the next few days. With first team return very unlikely for the Ireland striker, sources are confirming a switch to the Dutch top league. Now, what do you think needs to happen to Troy Parrott? He's been outlined in the Championship, Philip, and it hasn't worked out for him. He's come back out alone again at Preston last season, hasn't worked out for him. Do you think he needs to go to Europe to sort of reconstruct his career?
Yeah, I don't think he's got a future at Tottenham. Like two years ago, we thought he was the natural replacement for Harry Kane, but that hasn't happened. Like, he went to Ipswich and didn't do very well. He went to Preston and he scored 1 goal, I think. So yeah, I think the time has come to cash in. And we'll probably only get 2 or 3 million for him, but I think for his own sake, it's his time to go to. And a move to the Dutch top league, top flight, would be a good move for the lad. I think he'll do okay over there, and that will also help resurrect his Irish career. Because he's fallen way down the pecking order there as well, Well,
don't forget we've got Evan Ferguson as well now.
That's right. Yeah.
Me and Philip, after the Premier League goes into the international, me and Philip, this channel sort of turns to Thfc Ireland till I die, because then we're going to go straight to international mode, and we're building up to the big games against France and the Dutch. Now, we may do an Ireland-France watch-along on the Sunday, because they're playing in Paris, aren't they, Philip, on the Friday night, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. The 10th of September, whatever day of the week that's on.
Well, that's the Dutch game on the Sunday.
Well, that's the one we're going to at home.
Yeah, so the French game's on a Friday. We will do a watch-along to that French game on Friday.
That'll be the Friday before, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah.
It wouldn't be Friday and Sunday, though. It must be Wednesday and Sunday. They wouldn't have.
No, I think it's Friday, Philip. I'd find out, actually.
They never have games within 48 hours of each other. No. I don't think,
Let me find out, Philip. Do you want to go through if I bring up the comments? Can you see the comments there, Philip?
Yeah, but I can't scroll them. I can't scroll them. I can only see.
Just read that one there for a minute there.
Okay, I would have hoped for a permanent berth in the squad by now, but not sure if he'll make it at Tottenham. I presume that's Troy Parrott.
It is. Yeah.
It's a pity now, because he has talent, the lad, but I just don't think he's for us anymore.
No, I'm just finding out when the French game is. France versus Ireland. Hang on. When is the?
I'd say it's on the 13th or the 14th.
Do you know what, Philip? I think you may be right.
Because it'll be Sunday. It'll be Sunday and probably Thursday.
Well, it's showing us the. Oh, hang on. It is. There's been it's been moved to the Parc des
Not Parc des Princes.
Yeah, the Stade de France is due to host a number of games during the Rugby World Cup.
Right.
So that's why that game's been moved. The 7th of September, Philip.
7th, so it's before the Dutch game.
Yeah. So France are fixed to play Ireland on the 7th of September, with the French rugby team and the All Blacks set to play in the opening fixture of the Rugby World Cup on the day after the European qualifier on the 8th of September. Now, the Parc des Princes is home to PSG, and there's a total of capacity of 47,929.
Right.
And then, because we narrowly lost to France in the game at Dublin, 1-0. Look, we will get into that closer to the time, Philip, but that's what will be happening when the Premier League goes into its break. We've got Colin Turner, put him out on loan for one more season, but the right club.
I think I'll sell him now. No, I think I'll get rid of him now. 3 seasons. I know Harry Kane went out for a load of seasons, but no, I think the time has come for Troy to move on.
Yeah, I think so. We've got Tory Parrott has just got a job as deputy prime.
Yeah.
I'm watching a program at the moment. I don't know if you watched it, Philip, called a program called Survival.
No.
It was done by the BBC. It's a 2-series program about a virus hitting, and most people died from it. It's a bit like COVID.
Right.
But it was made in 2008, and I was watching that, and I said to Derville, how freaky that is, because it looks like COVID.
Yeah.
What happened with COVID? It really was. We've got Daniel Field. Hiya, Dermot and Phil. Big up, Daniel. Hope you're doing well. Brian Maguire, come on, your island. That's it. See, Philip's there in the tent. He'd be running on the pitch after Stephen Kenny. He'd be holding me back after running Stephen Kenny, one or the other. Carl says, Philip, I see your buddy Thierry Henry is the new France under-21 manager, Dermo. I would imagine he has been asked by the main squad now how to score handballs and avoid VAR, so it stands.
Yeah, that's it.
I've got one word for Thierry Henry. Cheat.
Yeah. Cheat.
Now, Maradona's goal, that wasn't handball, and I stand by that.
Here we go again.
I'll stand by that. With Thierry Henry. No, seriously though, Philip, though Maradona's was a handball, right? It wasn't.
You finally admitted it was a handball.
But I'm just saying it wasn't as obvious as Henry's handball.
But Henry really caught the ball and shoved it up his jersey. It was that obvious.
Exactly.
He handled it twice. Not once, but twice.
He handed it once to control it, and then he handed it a second time to pass the damn thing.
Yeah.
But Maradona's wasn't as obvious. Even the commentators missed it the first time round.
Yeah, no. The French one, that French one was absolutely. I mean, the referee that didn't see that. I mean, sponsored by Specsavers, he should live up to his sponsor and go and get a new pair of glasses.
Apparently, Maddison injury's out for 2 months. I don't know if that's true, Tom. I will find that out for you. Just got a bit of breaking news, Philip, about Jonathan David. Tottenham expected to make a bid for Brennan Johnson.
Oh, God.
Holy Jesus, we are desperate. Now, we've got Ben Jacobs reveals Fabio Paratici wanted Tottenham to replace Harry Kane. And Ben Jacobs reveals that Paratici wanted Jonathan David to replace Harry Kane at Tottenham Hotspur.
I mean, the way I look at it, we got 100 million for Harry Kane. We should spend 60 on his replacement.
Yeah.
We should be able to spend 60 on his replacement. So go for it. That's the case.
I like Carl Simpson's about Maradona. This is a brilliant comment, to be fair. It wasn't obvious. Maradona was 4'10". His hand was at 5 foot.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But if you could go back, Philip, right, and you look at these, right, how if that was done now with VAR, right, that'd be caught out like that. Did that prove then that?
Hang on.
Mortgages to be made available here, and why sleep trackers could actually be causing your sleepless nights. That's all.
There.
I'm back.
Oops, dropped my phone. Oh God! I was just plugging it in to charge it, and it dropped it. Ah, jeez. Pardon my language.
I swear to God, right? You joined this show, God knows what's going to happen.
Never a dull moment around here, lads. Anyway.
Don't need Johnson. No, we don't. Ange likes them. Stop double guessing that the scouting. It's all data driven and signed off by us. Yeah, that is true as well. That's very true as well. And Carl's saying THFC has gone mad.
And hang on, is that TFC till I die or just THFC?
Probably Tottenham. We'll take that. Just say Tottenham's gone mad, Philip. We'll ignore that. Now, Mr. Harry Kane. I got given this. Oh, sorry. Got a bit of news on Maddison. A Maddison scan showed light bruising on the foot and ankle, but elsewhere it's a minor MCL strain. The recovery time is usually minimal, from around 3 to 10 days on average. Maddison should be around the squad for the Burnley game on the 2nd of September.
Right, that's fair enough.
That's the very latest we've got. Now, Harry Kane. Harry Kane's contract has a clause in it, Philip, that he can return to the Premier League before he retires. Not only this, if he chooses to return to England, Tottenham Hotspur have first refusal.
Right, that's good. I was hoping they put that in the contract, But now what's going to happen there is Bayern Munich will then have the bargaining power that we had, and they'll probably screw us to bring him back. Get their money back off us, So that's going to be interesting to see what happens there.
We're just sending you over there, Philip. We'll send the Godfather over. There we go. We'll send you over. And then Carl is saying, Wilt McDonald is saying, I don't want David. I don't. David is a good choice. If it's between him and Brendan Johnson, I would have Johnson.
Okay. Everyone's got their own opinion on this one, I haven't been that impressed with Johnson, to be honest with you, but I know very little about David, so I don't really know.
Divine in them. See, that's a good pick. That's a very good shout.
Andy Devine had a stormer for the under-21s the other day against Newcastle. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. He is a great player, really good player.
I will put him in. Custy. So what's the data saying about giving the fans free drinks before the game? We'll be there.
I'll tell you, have more chat. They give you a free drink, all right, but it'll be tap water.
Yeah, probably.
And bring your own cup.
Gary says we want him back. Different team by then. Exactly. Yeah. We've got Carl Simpson. Don't want that Muppet back. We'll be a cup and league winners by then. Yeah, exactly. Ooh, now that's Harry Kane.
Harry Kane. Carl Simpson, go wash your mouth out.
Yeah, I agree with Carol.
We all feel a bit disenfranchised with Harry Kane now that he's gone. All right, but in 2 years' time, I wouldn't mind seeing him back. But
I might send that to Dave. That bit of news that might cheer him up a bit, actually.
Carl, I put a 24-hour guard on your house. Dave Harris will be running like a shot when he sees that.
I don't want him back, says Gary. I don't want him back either, actually. Thank you, Harry. You've done your best for us. You're top league scorer. Now go off and enjoy your team somewhere else. See, his wife had a baby. See, you're looking out for the guards. I reckon the guards.
All right.
No, I reckon the guard is after you.
I'm parked in a part of Dublin now that the Rottweilers go around in pairs. So I have to be careful,
What are they, male or female, or just two males?
No, Rottweilers are like they wouldn't. One on its own wouldn't be safe around here. So,
oh jeez, Colin Turner. If they're not better, then you've got. Don't need him exactly. Let's give some of our youngsters a chance. I agree with that 100%. Carl Simpson, Harry Kane ruined it with his shitty interviews, with his lack of acknowledgement of those stupid sketches.
Yeah, like I felt very let down by him in that interview he did for Sky there at the weekend. He never mentioned Tottenham, never mentioned how sorry he was to leave or anything, or the club, or thanked everybody for anything. Didn't do anything. It was kind of as if he'd been programmed into Germany already, and I didn't like that.
He didn't. His wife gave birth to a little. Hang on.
Now, did she have it in Germany, or did she have it in Germany or England?
Yeah, Henry, a little boy called Henry.
God. Right.
No,
okay.
Harry Kane's young lad. Now, Henry, a little boy can play for Germany, future German captain.
So he must have been born in Germany then.
Must have been born in Germany then.
My God, that'll be a tug of war in 20 years' time.
He hung on well for the transfer, didn't he?
That's right.
No, in England, apparently, Philip.
Well, if he's born in England, he can't play for Germany then. He's no connection with Germany. If he's born in Germany, he could play in Germany.
He can play for Germany and England.
No, he can't.
He can't. He can't.
No, how can he? How? Tell me why.
Right.
Harry Kane's English. His wife's English. They don't know German connections at all.
No, if he was born in Germany, he could play for Germany and England.
Yeah, but now he's born in England. He can't. No, he can't.
I know he can't.
He can't. He can't play for Germany if he was born in England.
I said it the other way around. I said
he was born in England.
No,
right?
I said listen. If I said if he was born in Germany, he could play for both countries. If he's born in England, he can only play for England.
Yeah, that's right. No, I thought you said the other way around. No. Yeah, no, he can only play for England. He can play for England.
It's like my parents were Irish. I was born in England, but I was an Irish citizen due to my parents being Irish. I could get an Irish passport.
Yeah,
which I hold. So I'm automatically an Irish citizen. So it's like my uncle was born in Scotland. My mother was from Northern Ireland. So I could have played for England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Ireland. If I was
put Stephen Kenny on red alert now. We'll put Stephen Kenny on red alert. Yeah. I actually qualified for an English passport as well because my father was from Northern Ireland.
Yeah. Now it depends where his birth is registered.
Yeah, well, I think if he's born in England, they're not going to register it in Germany. That's for sure.
Carl said if he's in Germany for 5 years, he will get citizenship.
Yeah, well, the young lads barely off the nurse's station at this stage, so I don't think he'd be thinking too much about that for a while.
Never know. Haaland could have played for England, yes. Don't know.
Yeah, he's probably born in England.
Yeah, probably was actually. God, the FA cocked up there, didn't they? We could have had Harry Kane pay for us.
Yeah.
No, Kane was flying out and almost in tears when leaving, thanked everyone apart from Levy and the board.
I'd like to see that interview. It wasn't like the one I saw on Sky.
No. Does that mean Haaland could have played for England? Yep.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And Colin was saying, if he gets German citizenship, he can play even if he was born in England.
Yeah, but that's can you see Harry Kane allowing his son to play for Germany? Not a hope.
Gary says mine was more tongue in cheek. Yeah, I knew that. We've got, what else got here? We've got Wilt McDonald says we didn't have Jimmy Greaves back when Harry Kane left, and that's a very good point. We didn't get Jimmy Greaves back.
But you know why? Jimmy Greaves retired one season after he left us. So there was never an issue. Jimmy Greaves was completely disenchanted with the game. The fact that he left Tottenham, right? In 1970, he drove in a car rally from London to Mexico to team up with the Mexico World Cup, and he retired after that. He played some non-league football after that, but Bill Nicholson is actually responsible for starting off Jimmy Greaves' role at Tottenham, but he's also responsible for killing the guy's ambition and letting him go to West Ham. That was the end of Jimmy as a footballer.
Are you criticising Bill Nicholson here?
It's the one mistake he made, Dermot. The one big mistake he made was he should have kept Jimmy Greaves.
Did he ever admit that?
No, but Jimmy Greaves wasn't shy to say it, that Bill Nicholson should have kept him. He felt let down by Bill Nick. Do
you think once Bill? Do you think? Look, I'm very curious to know, Philip. Should have Tottenham and Bill Nick done more when they heard Jimmy Greaves had started falling into alcoholism, and
at that time, it wasn't a done thing to assist any former players. Bobby Smith fell into awful trouble as well with betting and all this sort of stuff. And now, in later years, the club was very good to Jimmy Greaves. They picked up a lot of his medical bills in his latter years, so the club did do a lot for him later on in life. Maybe they should have done more when he was in his 30s. They didn't. and that's why he won that on that slippery slope the way he did. But fair dues to him, he came back and he made a life for himself again. Yeah. But Tottenham would be instrumental in the reason why he went on the slippery slope.
Yeah. I love Saints and Greavesy, and both of them sadly no with us, Saints and Greavesy. That was my Saturday afternoon, Philip. It really was. Cy Dancer 83. I think he was born in Leeds, Haaland. Yeah.
Yeah, he put it. Yeah, Alf Haaland played for Leeds. Yeah.
Owen was Welsh. Ryan Giggs played for the England Schoolboys, if I'm not correct, if I'm not wrong on that. We've got Matthew. Christian Son could play for England or Spain because of the time at Spain and England. Yeah, I think so. Big up to Ben Kaufman. Can you smell the coffee? Get over to the Kaufman Company and his little coffee shop. He says, I am just Eeyore. Fair enough.
That's a good one.
Whatever floats your boat, sir. Whatever floats your boat. Colin Turner, Merson Spurs are bottom half without team, without Kane.
Yeah. That's what he said, you know. Yeah.
And Tequila says there might be, have to see calendar. Right, Philip, we're going to leave it there because that's all the news.
I need to go back and do my work.
Yeah, right. Now, what have you got? Tomorrow's a bit of a special day for us, isn't it, Philip?
Yeah. 2 years old. 2 years old and off the nappies.
Yeah, that's it. So what we've got tomorrow, Philip? What we've got tomorrow?
We've got at 7 o'clock. We're going to show the 1984 Anderlecht Spurs second leg of the UEFA Cup final, the one that Tony Park saved the penalty in, and a few little surprises, a few special guests maybe, and a bit of fun like we always have. So that's at 7 o'clock.
We do. I'm going to see if he is, but I think Coover's coming on for the 4 o'clock show because Coover was part of the birth of THFC Till I Die under its previous guise as Tottenham Tantrum Gold. Back in the day when we were reckless and free hardy and didn't care too much about. That's always been our DNA, hasn't it? Being a bit of pushing the boundaries, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, push the envelope. Yeah.
There
wasn't talk of any pink M&Ms back in them days, though.
No, there wasn't. There is bloody now. I'm telling you that. Tony Young says, see, Bobby Smith could play a couple of times for Brighton.
Yeah, that's right. He went to Brighton after he played for Spurs. Yeah, Bobby Smith had a rough life of it now. He really did. Norman Gillard's got a very good book out about Bobby Smith.
Any more on Norman on that?
Once the book is out, once the book is released, he's going to contact me. So
okay. So we've got that. I'm really looking forward to that. We've got Hot God 10. Did anyone see the interview with the players after the United game? Did anyone see the interview with the panel after United game? Ange made it quite clear that he only trusts his own judgment and that he only decides who comes in.
Yeah, that's great to hear that. That's great to hear that. It really is, There'll be no transfers foisted on him. Like, he's already decided he doesn't fancy Jed Spence. No. Jed Spence is on his bike. Ange doesn't fancy him.
No. And Wilt McDonald says, I agree with you about the way he left the club. And yes, Jimmy Greaves did speak out about the hurt it caused.
Yeah. Jimmy wrote a book about it. I still have that book, apparently. I must send it to you, Dermot. It's a very good read. It gives you, it covers his alcoholism period. It's very, very good.
It is. And fair play to him for coming back and doing the TV career and getting back to
Rayleigh. Jimmy always loved Spurs. Even in his latter years, he came back to the ground. He came back to the new stadium. And Harry Kane pushed him around in his wheelchair in the new stadium. So, and there was tears in his eyes. So, to me, Jimmy Greaves was always Mr. Tottenham. I love the guy to bits, and he was a genius. He really was.
All right, Philip, we're going to leave it there. We've got a few more. Brian, I love watching Saint STV and Greavesy. Some good celebrities were on there. Ballesteros and Johnny.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we've got Colin Turner. Jimmy was heartbroken when Bill Nick let him go. He was.
Yeah.
Now, Philip, I've got that video sorted of the fans singing. So I'm going to show them. Yeah, see if this works. Who is toilet brush of the day? Who's this person today, Philip?
That was sent to me by a friend in New York who would not be a Donald Trump fan, and you can work out the rest yourself.
There you go.
Donald Trump the brush.
It is. Anyway, and look, we're going to finish there. We're going to always finish off with Fred, but just as a little gift, this was Ange singing after the Man United game. Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Right. What's Fred up to today, Philip?
What's Fred up to today? Let me see. What is he up to? God, I don't know really.
Is it Donald Trump when he sees the police about to take him to Georgia courthouse to get his photo and mugshot taken?
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. There you go. Right, lads, I better go.
Did you think Donald Trump was in the back of your car?
He could be. He might.
Listen, we're back tomorrow at 4 with Newsbeat, and then of course we're back with our special birthday show when we're showing the 84 UEFA Cup final. I'd better do a thumbnail for that now. We're back tomorrow, so please join us for them. Whatever you do, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday afternoon. Philip, enjoy your drumming tonight. Take it easy, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you later.
I'm on you, Spurs, in Big Ange.
Come on, lads. See you later.